you're not going to outsmart the market. You can buy and hold and win over time when utility gets infused, or if you buy at a bear market low, knowing what is likely to be supported, you'll have the opportunity for it to rise.
You on my mind a lot. Don't need no time watch. I don't know how I got you in my.
All right, everybody, we're back for another edition of All Time High, and not unlike previous episodes, Dionna is having some technical difficulties today.
Start it over. Can we start it over?
No, we're rocking and rolling. We don't have time. Really? Time is not our friend.
On? There we go.
This is about time and money. We're going to use the time we have. We're going to get your technical difficulties handled.
For the love of God.
We're going to fix it in post. This is the episode that they don't want us to have because it is going to share all the alpha that we were talking about in the previous episode. This is where, not financial advice, do your own research. Your risk tolerance isn't our risk tolerance, that you could be finding opportunities to invest in.
Yeah.
This could be
it. This is the episode I don't want you to watch the beginning part of, but the rest of it, I definitely want you to definitely like, share, tell everybody when you're done how amazing this episode is, because again, Jim is going to blow our minds with his knowledge. Take it away, Jim.
Fair enough. And I'll try to be humorous at some point, and I won't be humorous, but I will deliver some alpha. And I want to give credit where credit's due, because just like Blockchain Backer has given me a way to look at this and think about it that helped me see something new. Without his ideas and vision, there's no way. And I would encourage everybody to subscribe to his channel or his newsletter. I have done it. He is great at what he does. One of the best chart people out there. He thinks through the psychology of the markets and all the dynamics that shape and reshape a very volatile space that we're in. So have you looked at his stuff before, Dionna? Have you met him?
Who was it?
Blockchain Backer. He wears, what's your favorite crypto? What's the one you like the best? He has a hat.
Bitcoin.
Oh no, I'm sorry. It was XRP logo. I thought.
Didn't know. I haven't talked to him unless he came up to try to get me to buy XRP.
Fair enough. So
yeah.
Let me set up his thesis and then we'll go into where we went next level.
Okay.
He basically says there's 3 key characteristics. This is a 42-minute video that you get to watch and dive deep in. But one key characteristic is developer level utilization. Another key characteristic is in the bear market, what percent drawdown do you have of the top 100 coins? So there needs to be some level of capital. And I would call that like diamond hands. Is that a fair way to think about it? And he took a snapshot, given the timing characteristics of previous bear markets, how long they lasted, and where we are today, and how long it would last if it were similar. Okay. And he came up with the top 10 coins that had all these characteristics that made the most sense. Right. And so as I looked at the top 10, you ready for this?
Yeah, let's hear it.
You want me to give you the list?
Yeah. Yeah.
So
I want to hear it.
And when you think about
is it in order? Is it in order from like?
No.
Okay. So just the random ones who meet the criteria said, okay, got it.
So there's Leo, Bitcoin, Tron, Binance Coin, KuCoin, Hype, Monero, Nexo, Sun, and Justin.
Yeah. Now, I mean, there's like 2 or 3 on there. I'm like, but the rest of them, that all makes sense. Like 100%.
Oh yeah. Let me give you the breakdown. So the two outliers.
Did I hear Ripple? Was there XRP on there?
No.
Did I hear Ripple? No.
They're not. They're not in the top 10. They're in the top 20.
Oh, okay.
And it's XRP, and you know that. And you know that. This whole thing that we're in right now until there's utility, there's going to be a lot of hypothecation of money.
For sure. Yeah, for sure.
And we've already seen it with MicroStrategy. We're seeing it now. BlackRock's getting in. And what does BlackRock do better than anybody? They hypothecate things.
Yeah.
Right. They manipulate the markets. And so what I noticed as I'm looking at all these things, 8 of these 10 coins that are in the highest likelihood, not that history is going to repeat itself, but doing the extensive research and watching the cycles, we all know there are cycles in crypto. It's these coins that are literally exchanges that are potentially the most valuable in what will ultimately become a bull market.
Yeah.
And it's because they benefit from both sides of the volatility.
Yeah. Yeah. What a perfect way to position yourself, right? Like, it was genius when they when they first started doing it. I think Ethereum would have been the first use case, right? So Ethereum, in order to power anything on the Ethereum network, you had to use the Ethereum coin. So it built its own funding, not its own funding, but its own use case into its ecosystem.
Yeah,
which was
the
genius.
coming and the going,
Yeah.
right? The buying and the selling.
Yep. Yeah.
And so
it's how easy you can always flip. You probably save fees if you flip. If I go from Tron to Binance to dollar and I'm in Binance, right? Then I'm either going to save fees, or there's all kinds of ways to like weave it in there to make it more. And then I don't know, back in the day when I first got into crypto, you had to own another coin to buy Bitcoin. There was no direct, well, maybe there was for Bitcoin, but like other coins, there was no direct. You couldn't just take $1 and buy a coin. You 100% had to own another coin in order to buy that coin. And I think that's still true for these newer coins that are coming out.
Yeah, I don't know that these necessarily qualify in that, but what I will say is that I noticed 2 outliers, and I'm going to acknowledge them because they may be the leaders in the category. One of them's Hype. Hype, the word says it all. It's venture capital. Somebody said, hey, wouldn't it be great if we hyped a coin up? And
I was going to be like, what is Hype?
That's what it is. It's venture capital. And so you can hear it. They'll probably be, you'll know to buy that when you hear the narratives.
Okay.
And by the way, did you hear that Jim Cramer said that Bitcoin is dead?
Of course. You don't say.
So that's inverse Cramer. That also indicates that the bottom is in. So the other outlier is Bitcoin. It's just more resilient, more propped up. Tether supports it. There technological challenges, certainly. And then the third category is XMR. I'm not hating on Bitcoin. I'm just acknowledging the reality. XMR is Monero, which is a privacy coin. So it sits in isolation. I don't think governments are going to let privacy coins go too far. In fact, another country, schmoverments, I should have said schmoverments.
One of these days we'll get
disallowed Monero recently. If you like cash, if you think cash is important, then you want to have some privacy coins, because the irony, the blockchain records these transactions forever.
Yeah.
Once they figure out who owns that wallet, you can keep up with everything.
Yeah, there's no true. I mean, there's obfuscation. There's no true anonymity, right? Like you can hide who you are for a minute, but at the end of the day, they can figure it out. But I just want to point one thing. Yeah, you're talking about Bitcoin is dead, and I just pulled up this number real quick. Just in the past 24 hours, how much volume in dollars do you think Bitcoin has done? This dead currency.
I think he's wrong. I think he's a messenger who is sent to deliver news to mess up retail.
Yeah.
How
much do you think in transactions? So Bitcoin back and forth, right? I give you, I buy, I sell. Like, how many transactions in Bitcoin has happened just in the last 24 hours?
Does it include Michael Saylor and BlackRock? Because they're hypothecating the hell out of Bitcoin. So I'm going to say $1 trillion. How's that?
No, it's not quite that high.
Okay.
But it's 21 billion. So in 21 billion in transactions in 24 hours, that's almost $1 billion an hour.
Sure.
In transactions on this dead currency. But go on. Sorry.
So this is a key. Justin, who not unlike CZ, knows how to manipulate the markets. And let me tell you something, people out there, for all that's good and true. If you want to get absolutely wrecked, go ahead and do option trades, because your options sit on the exchanges. They know where your strike prices are, and they will maximize their profitability. And we've shown you this on previous episodes.
Yeah.
But if you think you're going to outsmart the market, you're not going to outsmart the market. You can buy and hold and win over time when utility gets infused, or if you buy at a bear market low, knowing what is likely to be supported, you'll have the opportunity for it to rise. So my question for you, Dionna, is the support of all these coins, 3 of which are directly tied to Justin Sun, 3 of the top 10 prepped for a bounce back, are they being artificially supported? Or is it real?
Listen,
diamond
in my opinion, I can't say we're going to say that it's more likely than not likely that he is, but I mean, we talk about market makers. We talk about like, this is the name of the game. It's no different than banking, right? The crypto exchanges just figured out how to do it for crypto, but it's an insertion of an intermediary to say that I need to be the gatekeeper of your access to this, and then exploiting it in every chance they get. I mean, that's just, I hate to say it's business, but that's finance. Like, name any part of finance that doesn't do that.
It's arbitrage, right?
Yeah.
Is that fair? And
Yes.
so let's then take a look at a couple of his coins and see, based on your experience, we're not financial advisors, so none of this is financial advice, whether or not you think the market is being manipulated, or you think there's probably diamond hands here supporting it. This is the first one.
You know, it's hard, but like, are there stories? So, okay, so let's just say this, because remember, Justin's son just settled his, he was being sued by the SEC, and he just won that lawsuit.
Right.
Yeah. Right. So he won that lawsuit. He settled for $10 million. Why? Because this new administration has a very different take of how they want to look at these types of projects. And in his like saying of what his punishment was, he said, and I look forward to working with the SEC in the future. Yes. I believe, am I not mistaken, was he one of the ones also named in the SEC as the specific non-securities?
He was wash trading. Okay. Effectively he's doing. I mean, when you look at these bounces, do you see any patterns? Yeah. I don't know.
But I mean, sometimes these projects, like Tron does do things, BitTorrent has done things. They're like, they are, and like you said, to hit that criteria, there has to be that developer component as well. So do I think market manipulation is going on here? 100%. Could I say that that's solely the reason for some of these bumps? No, because I would have to know what the projects are up to. Have they released plans? Do they, you know what I mean? Like, there's this underlying news that usually rides around with the waves that tells you. Now, if it's bare bones and you don't hear anything and there's nothing, there's no good news, nobody's talking about it, and they're going up, 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 like, yeah, that's weird.
Well, here's Sun. I mean, these are peaks and valleys.
Massive swings, yeah.
And here's, I guess you call it Justin. I'm not sure what you call it. It's a Dow.
He calls it money.
So, I mean, framing this another way that we all might be more familiar with, he's the ins and outs on the exchanges. And when you hear Brian Armstrong talk, not to say anything bad about him, but you know that when he's speaking for the people, who he's really speaking for is the profitability of his company, which I understand. That's his role. That's his responsibility to the shareholders. And he's being as political as need be to have things favor their company. Yep. But all of these exchanges, while there are no rules, benefit from the volatility that's inherent to what's going on. Yeah. Now, there's two places that the money is going right now. It's not going into crypto. Do you know where it's going?
Where's it going? Into the politicians' pockets?
No, they're trying to do that too. I don't think it's necessarily going that well on that front.
Oh, thank God.
But I do know that the risk asset curve, there's more money being spent now on the World Cup soccer gambling, call it poly market. Robinhood now has the prediction markets.
That makes sense. That makes a lot of sense. Yeah.
And then SpaceX has had a tremendous amount of money go into it. I mean, you know, when you hear
largest IPO ever.
Yes. And it's made money. It's done its thing. If you, depending upon how you played it, at some point you're somebody's
market went crazy over Freedom 250 as well, you know.
So your crypto bros, to characterize it, are putting their dollars elsewhere. But here's where I know the thing is coming. We've been at this place.
We have.
You're going to be down here for 90 to 120 days.
Yep.
And eventually there'll be liquidity injected into the market. And when things move further out on the risk asset curve, hello, crypto, here we are. And so these particular groupings of coins can make that happen. And the place where this could occur, you ready for this?
Yeah.
If the schmubberments where the oil issues are being faced actually reach an agreement, what do you think happens to the price of oil?
What goes down then, right? I mean,
yeah,
I
what do you
think
think
they already said we're hovering at like, I think we're only $14 above a barrel right now than we were pre-schmore. So, you know.
And we've got a new Fed chair. Now, right now, cutting of interest rates is not on the table. It's just not. They don't think it's going to happen until 2027, the prediction markets. So it's underpriced right now. He is a very big advocate of financial liquidity.
Yeah.
And so once the window opens itself, you can save money on the debt, which is now, by the way, we used to do episodes when it was 37 trillion. You know, it's now 40 trillion.
Of course.
Why? Because we're paying interest on the debt.
Yeah, of course.
So
don't get me started on the debt.
If you can convince the world, right, that we're shooting for 2% and that 4% is okay, you can work your way down through debt cycles more efficiently. Now, the risk in that scenario is that, wait a second, somebody figures out that the real risk is 14%. Like that's your return on invested capital because it's too liquid. But somewhere in the middle of all that, if they can reach the agreement, it's tentative for a few more days, and oil comes down and gas comes down and inflation comes down and transportation costs come down.
Right. And then now, and they're starting new schools and trade schools. And like now the deals that started coming into play last year will start seeing some fruition, like the companies that moved to Texas and getting built. So you can have an explosion of jobs simultaneously, right? Like it would be nice. It'd be nice to have the opposite of the perfect good storm.
Well, and then the other side is the Clarity Act would need to be passed. And so what's your take right now on where that is and how long you think that'll take?
Honestly, I think my news feed and everything has been so inundated. I don't even know that they've made tons of progress since the last time. You tell me. Have they?
So you need 60 votes for cloture, which means that they'll actually vote on the proposal. And so even though what was done previously passed the House of Reps, they've now edited the bill. So we got to recycle through the Senate, and it's made it through the Finance and Banking Committee. I don't know if it's made it through the Ag Committee. Because there's commodities and there's finance and there's banking and there's all these different things that it touches. So, but even when it does, it's got to cycle back through the House of Reps one more time. It's got to make it through the Senate.
This sounds like the most inefficient process ever on the. You're like, even my company, we put everything in a document and everybody puts their comments, and then you go back and you edit the document. Like I don't know why you need to circle a committee or circle back to a committee, or it's like, just put your comments. Just edit and put your comments.
Let's go. We don't have much more time in this episode because you want that to come into play too, because then you'll have that catapulting effect. You'll have a 4.236 extension on the Fibonacci
It's like the perfect trifecta.
Yes. Is it possible? It's possible. I don't think it's likely. In the ethics provision in the bill, which hasn't been negotiated, is likely going to be a standing issue for one side, the blue side of the aisle. And I do believe that as we look forward, nobody wants to not get reelected. So they're going to move away from the single voter issue that carried the previous election in my mind.
Yeah.
And let me tell you what, the crypto PACs are out there and they are playing the game.
Yeah. Yeah.
So how they thread that needle, because it doesn't look overly favorable, but I'm telling you, if you start to think like a politician and you go, what is it that I need to do to make sure that I get reelected? If you think passing crypto legislation is favorable, and I do think it's a nonpartisan issue, you got a shot.
Yeah. I don't know. You think it still carries the weight it once did? Like, I think it carried it and we thought big things were going to happen. You think it's where everybody's getting reinvigorated because of the potential for momentum?
So the potential for momentum
like,
comes down to this, and you know this. People vote with their wallet, right?
Yeah. Yep.
And is the crypto industry big enough now?
Yeah.
Yes. And so if they can make it is so important for the schmoverments to get along, get a deal, get out of this cycle.
Yeah. Well, my thought was now all the money in these deals is going to get passed back and forth through crypto because it's the fastest way to transfer it.
Yes.
You know
and I'll give you the place where there's tremendous downside pressure. If you're MasterCard or your Visa or your Amex, do you want to collapse or do you want to adopt this stuff? Because if you adopt this stuff, you
Yep,
can still maintain your margin.
Yep, you can stay competitive.
Or if you ignore it, which they've tried to do for more than a decade, I would say, roughly.
Oh yeah.
But the technology's there. There's no doubt about that. Legislation's inevitable. If it doesn't happen here, it's going to happen overseas. We are the biggest consumer nation. I get it. If you're an incumbent and the politics protects the incumbents, especially the banking industry, why? Because they can pay politicians. But the people who elect create this swirling dervish, like a Tasmanian devil opportunity to be in the right place at the right times. And the place, not unlike Visa, MasterCard, and Amex, where the money is to be made within the crypto space at this time, is in the exchanges.
That's
Not
right.
financial advice.
That's right.
Do your own research.
And by watching our channel, not financial advice.
Later, player. High-fiving you.
Yes.
We're going to sign off here on this edition of All Time High. Thanks, Dionna, as always.
Bye.
You on my mind a lot. Don't need no time watch. I don't know how I got you in my